Hi there folks, so a few of you might be thinking, oh, I like the idea of getting my children outside, I like the idea of my children connecting with nature and developing some new skill sets. One of these skill sets could be a knife. I want my children to learn how to use a knife safely. I want my children to be able to use a knife to create things, develop those gross and fine motor skills. And then you might be thinking, ooh, but it is a knife. It is sharp, and knives, yes, are meant to be sharp, is the reality. To quote Dave Canterbury, a dull knife is worse than useless, it is dangerous, and all knives must be sharp in order to function properly. And with that in mind, with me at the moment, I have my Mora Heavy Duty, fairly new. Just wanted a nice orange knife. I love these knives, really easy to see on the woodland floor, really obvious knife. It is obviously super sharp. See if I can show that a bit closer. So there you go, you can see that shaving really nice fine shavings off. It's an adult knife, and it's a great knife. You wouldn't necessarily give this to your 4 or 5 year old, however young you are. My daughter is coming up to 5 and this is her knife. Now this is a lovely, lovely knife. Overall 14 centimetres with a blade at 6.5 centimetres. What's nice about this Mora E Jonsson is it doesn't have a point on the end, so that kind of helps you with certain safety aspects of sort of the child being jabbing themselves or something like that. However, safe knife use is paramount. This dull end doesn't change the fact that this is a super sharp knife, and just like my knife, as you can see, can also take off very fine shavings, as all knives should do. And the reason for this video is to talk about this very lovely Mora E Jonsson child version. It's got a finger guard, so when they're using it, their hands won't slip up and cut themselves on here, which is one of the main dangers of knife use. It's got a very ergonomic handle, really nice grip for the child. And the blade, as I say, is really sharp, and it's easy to sharpen, and it's easy to maintain. I chose this knife for my daughter for these very reasons. No sharp tip, lovely finger guards, good ergonomic grip, and importantly, it is a fixed blade knife. So the knife isn't going to close or snap shut on little fingers, which does happen with things like your Swiss Army knives, potentially your open L's if they forget to put in the lock shield. So if you're considering getting your children out into nature and you want to introduce them to tools and they're a bit young and you're unsure, for me, I think this is a wonderful knife. Now, let's talk about why should we give them knives? Why should we encourage such use? For me, I think telling children or allowing children to use knives from an early age gives them the knowledge of what a knife is. A knife is a tool. It can be used for creating wonderful projects. It can be used to help you cut up your meals. And more importantly, it's used to develop these gross and fine motor skills and a risk awareness. Oh, airplane going over. A risk awareness, and that bit is very important. Is not being necessarily risk averse, but being risk aware. And children at a young age really are quite aware of risks. They know what can hurt them, and they know what danger is. If you're with them and you are there to supervise them, there is no real reason that they can't use a knife from a young age. I've taught a lot of kids with knives. I've cut myself more than children have. Accidents have happened, they do happen, and they're good, you know, they can be good lessons in life. When I was doing my IOL bushcraft certificate, the chap said to me he had to go to a risk awareness conference talk about knives where the children should have them, and he pointed out he'd much rather a child learn no, let me rephrase that. He'd much rather a child learn from a small cut, from a small knife, than a deep gash from an axe. And introducing like small tools, children's small tools, they start to learn about the dangers of working with tools quite early on. So, if you are thinking of maybe buying a child a first knife, this would be an excellent starting knife. My daughter has proven already, even this morning, that she's more than capable of handling this knife and understands the safety aspect. She turns 5 next month and she's had this since December. Okay, so the next part though is you must really be aware of safety when a child is using this knife, particularly for the first time, or any knife at all. So I'm just going to give you a quick demonstration of the side cut. It's a really easy way to introduce knife safety to children, and also ensures that they are going to be using the knife in the safest way possible. Let me change the camera around so I can show you what I mean. Okay, so the side cut is a really easy cut to use, and it's probably a very nice foundation cut to start off with. Take the knife well towards the bottom of the sheath, but not so you drop it, and pull the knife out slowly. Place your sheath on the floor and hold the knife always in a fist grip, especially to begin with. This is a nice easy way of holding a knife. A lot of people do this, that's fine, but you'll find that over time your thumb, the pressure on your thumb will start to make this muscle ache. So fist grip's advised, and all you're going to do with your non-tooled hand well away from the stick, maybe between your knees or near between in your lap, is a good indicator of a decent distance. And all you're going to do is scrape down and away. And this is a really good first project to start, because you can easily make something like a toasting stick out of a small stick. But it's a good way for them to practice getting used to the feel of a knife and learn how to shave off wood, because we're not chopping into it, we're literally just shaving curls off, just like so. Again, you've reduced a lot of danger here, because the knife's not going towards your child, it's going away from your child, and it's giving your child an opportunity to sit comfortably and really get a feel for knife work. When they're done, put the knife away and somewhere safe. Okay, so I hope this impromptu video for parents who may be interested in introducing their children to knives is beneficial. It is up to you though when you introduce your child to knife, and you need to be aware of your own competencies, what you think your child can manage, and how safe you can keep the situation. If you are really unsure about introducing this sort of knife to your child, then go and find a local outdoor provider. Find a forest school for them to join, where maybe there's people with more experience in that area that can help you or introduce your child to this. Should knives be a big no-no for your child? No, they shouldn't, because they're a tool that they are going to use at some point in their lives. Yes, they need to be aware of risk, but risk awareness over risk aversion, because it's sometimes good risks that are well thought out, can lead to really good child development opportunities, and a knife is no different. They are scary, I appreciate that, but they don't necessarily need to be if you do it in the right way. We have huge problems in knife crime in the UK. It's a real serious issue that needs to be tackled, and one of the ways that we could possibly tackle this by introducing our children to knives at a young age, so they see them as tools and not weapons, kind of reframing that. Anyway folks, outdoor parents, bush kids, all those people, best of luck. Get your kids outside. If it's not with a knife, that's okay. There's plenty of other things they can do to enjoy the great outdoors, and only do it if you feel that they are ready for it, you are confident enough to help them with it, and the risk is worth it. The risk benefit outweighs the risk, the negative aspects of the risk. Take care, folks. Bye.